Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with the Vox O'Clock portion of episode 25 for Campaign 1, titled Crimson Diplomacy. I didn't see it until just now. We just finished the Patreon hour. That closed out episode 24. We ended it how I think an episode of the animated series ended. Vax grabbed on the shoulder, and the Briarwoods were like, "You look delicious," or specifically Silas, I think it was, something along the lines of, "We know they're vampires." I'm reading the chat during the Patreon hour, like, you know, the chat, their chat. Just from seeing the animated show, though, you clearly know the Briarwoods are vampires. I like seeing in the chat everybody immediately when they got off and they're talking about the dress and describing Delilah and Silas. Immediately in the chat, everyone's like, totally vampires, 100% vampires. Everybody was already like instantly assuming that. We had the feast. Vex did some lip reading and was able to get a little bit of information, and they said something along the lines of, "Did you notice him?" AKA, they know that something is up here. And we also, I said during the Patreon hour, we were asking a lot of questions. If you're at a dinner party with somebody and they're like a stranger to you, and you're like, "Oh, where are you from? Wildmount? Oh, that's interesting. But now you're at Whitestone? Oh, what happened there?" Well, there was a disease that killed off the entire family and everyone's dead. And you're like, "Really? How did you not die from that disease?" Now, like, if you're very intrigued by it, which honestly, that is a very intriguing story, I don't want to dig that deep. One, we're outing ourselves, and two, I just don't feel like that would be typical behavior. And if it is typical behavior, you probably should think twice before you start asking people all these questions about the death of an entire family, even though, like I said, we know everything I just said is not the case. If they didn't already know, they would have known, and they already knew, so it didn't matter. We had Vax at the end make some moves, and that's when he got caught, and now he is trapped in the room with them. We did see that in the animated show. Orion, however, Tiberius was not part of the show at this point. So I was told that Tiberius is, or Orion is off the show in 2 more episodes. I think it's this one and the next one, and then no more Orion. But at the end of that last episode, there was more arguing going on, not necessarily a fight. I wouldn't call it a fight, but Orion was mad at Liam for choosing to do that. And as Vax, he's like, "That was so dumb. I would have never done that. I wouldn't have ever put my character in danger." And everyone's like, "Are you insane? You have literally done Fireball multiple times, hurt other people. You have done stupid things left and right. And you're going to criticize Liam saying like, 'Oh my God, I hate that you did that.'" Even Liam defended himself. Like, you could tell people are pushing back now. And I've already said for like an episode or two, Sam and Travis look like they're fed up, constantly jabbing him as their characters more so than anything. But let's just jump in. We'll talk more at the end. I also don't know why Ashley Johnson's here. Is she going to do like a special appearance? Because I don't see anybody like having room for her. Usually someone's moved to the side if she's jumping in, or she'll already be there, and we're already 15 minutes in. So you want to see more of what I do? In the description of the link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of Campaign 1 and 2's Patreon hour exclusive in full. You want your own show or movie? That's where you go to ask me to watch whatever you want. At a certain tier level, I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, just finished Cobra Kai, and Eureka's entire series, started Yellowstone, Leverage, Warehouse 13, Sherlock, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens, Once Upon a Time, and thousands of others. Full on edited. Check it out. If not, episode 25, Campaign 1, Crimson Diplomacy.
Your muscles locked in place, sweat beginning to bead down the front
right
of your
in where
forehead.
Vax was.
The realization of the immediate danger you put yourself in, washing over you. You can see across the way, kind of in the dark candlelit area of the room by the canopy bed, is Lady Delilah Briarwood, hands still out, kind of smiling at you.
I love how Matt was just like, "Oh, look at you," and then he started chanting in Arcane.
And is actually pulling you away from the door now. You're skidding across the ground.
Yeah, he is
as he shifts
frozen
your legs, unable to actually move.
From her spell.
As he pulls you forward, the Lord kind of whispers in your ear,
"You are a curious one, and not quite gifted with the silver tongue. Foolhardiness is not becoming of a guest of the Briarwoods."
For a moment, there's this kind of pause, this tension, this silence, and Delilah, Lady Briarwood, kind of puts her hand out further and says, "Yet, my love, we are not here to make enemies, nor raise suspicion. We are merely protecting ourselves from intrusion. Isn't that right?" As she looks at you and looks immediately to your right, where you can feel just the general presence of Lord Briarwood. I need you to go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Vex Oh, I'm doing. I never do it, and
First
then I
roll.
did it like twice in the last.
Not an
Episode.
unimportant one.
Vax is not
Not at all.
doing too good, or looking too good.
First roll of
I think he's gonna die, even though I know
Could
that's
kill
not
you.
gonna happen at all.
No.
First roll could kill Liam. Liam in the it was in the patron hour. Liam was like, "Well, I have a really cool second character. I figured why not just die now?" Like was making jokes as if he is possibly
You feel
going
your
to
muscles
die.
relax, and the sweat that is still brimming across your face, you feel for the first time in one of these moments that seem to just stretch on forever, you have control of your body. Though you do feel the hand of Lord Briarwood right on your shoulder, who as he, now at this point, as you become conscious of
Straighten
the
up
fact
the
that you are in
camera.
control of your physical form, his voice comes very heavily, the bass kind of kicking into your left ear.
Indeed. We do require allies. I would have you prove friendship.
And as he kind of takes and moves his shoulder away, you find yourself kind of torso moving towards him. You lock eyes with him. And he has
I
this
remember all this in
knowing
the animated.
grin, his lids taut slightly with this kind of condescending sense of knowing. I need you to go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw. This is technically a charm effect, and you being a half-elf, you do, I believe, get an advantage on those.
Advantage on charm. That's not bad.
That is a 21.
21. You feel there's an extension of just the sheer force, some unnatural force of charisma that attempts to penetrate beyond the usual slippery mind that, Vax holds to such a high esteem.
Oh God, I was gonna say Sam is drinking from the thing like that. I'm like, he is going to definitely make a mess or whack himself in the head
However,
or something.
You manage to resist it and feel it wash over you as the slight tingling vanishes and the effect is left you unaffected by whatever he was attempting to try.
Ooh.
There's a brief moment as he kind of
Look at
looks
his
you
face.
over.
Look at Liam's face.
What do you need?
Yes. That's so smart.
There now. Be a good boy. Looks over. I need you to make a
Faked
deception
the
check.
charm. He faked the charm. All right, I like it. But now deception.
Okay.
I'm using my luck.
Now you made a few. You used a couple
Yeah,
luck
I
points
used
left.
one.
Yeah. So I was
I
making
did
sure.
a lot last game, but we were over multiple days.
Yeah.
I used one.
So you're at one
this
after
day.
this.
This is my. That was. I'm about to use my.
This is your second. You'll have one more after this.
Liam is like,
Okay, this is deception.
Deception. Yes.
it sounds like he got pretty decent. All right, 15.
That's
He looked
great. That's,
somewhat excited. Not as great, yeah.
Okay.
Not the worst.
Kind of gives you a look.
But I would assume they would detect.
Very well. Apparently the help was not very helpful.
At which point you hear there's a fast knock at the door, and you hear a voice go, "Are you all right? Is everyone all right?" Behind the door. At which point, Lady Briarwood just kind of does this with her finger, and the door swings open on its own. The guard that ran after your belt is standing there holding the groggy, just slightly coming to second guard that you knocked out. And as he kind of pulls him towards the door, he looks over and sees this, and he drops him and goes for his weapon, and Lord Briarwood puts his hand up in this.
So now they know
No,
he
we're
did
just
also
having a
knock out a
conversation.
guard. I mean, this does not look very good for us.
Get him up.
Yes, not a worry, sir. And he closes the door, and you hear the scuffling behind the wood of him kind of adjusting and waking up the guard who you had clobbered in the side of the head, getting to consciousness. So they're both kind of just looking you over. Lord Briarwood's kind of just walking back and forth and keeping a very keen eye. He kind of walks between you and the door as you stand there, almost like he's waiting for a reaction of some kind, for you to initiate something.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What can I do to help?
I love it.
I'm pretty meager a servant, but anything you need, whatever you need. Gosh, you guys are good looking.
Hey, that is beautiful.
Isn't
Well
that-
done.
is it?
You hear authority chuckle from Lady Briarwood across the. No, but.
Oh.
What do you think, my love? Lord Briarwood comes up from behind, his hands on the back of your shoulder, and says,
Like we said, you haven't the gift of the silver tongue. But I applaud your effort.
Well, my mom and dad said I'm a real good speaker. They paid for like a tutor to teach me how to talk, and it's worked out really well for me in my life. So if you need like an ambassador or like a butler who talks, I could do that for you.
Lady Briarwood at this point kind of steps a couple steps closer, still about 15 feet from you.
Yeah.
And he's right behind you, like
me.
between you and the door.
Yeah.
She steps forward and kind of looks over at her husband again and goes, So, what do you think? Can we trust him? And Lord Briarwood kind of leans forward, and you can feel like his chin kind of peeking in your peripheral vision.
I'm afraid not. It seems.
Well, here's the thing you need to know about Yug'voril. And I take a step back.
Into him?
No, or
He's like
away.
He's between
Away.
you and the door. Okay.
Well, does he hold me if I turn? Well, I just said that,
All right.
right? Here's the thing about Yug'voril.
As you go to move away,
pivot.
his arms that are on your shoulder
Yeah.
just kind of tighten and flex and hold you in place.
Oh, you don't want to know? Okay, I'll save that for later.
Roll for coy.
Roll
ahead
for
and-
coy.
Well,
I mean, Liam's doing a great job. It's very entertaining.
Since okay,
Very
since I don't know what you're
entertaining.
going to say, I'm going to say persuasion for this. I don't know if it's a deception or not.
Is the power out of the DM's hands for a moment?
Oh, I'm gonna use my last luck of the day.
Or the
Last luck.
Last luck of
Last
the
luck
day.
of the day.
Oh my god.
I mean, he is in a tight spot.
He's coming. Okay, this is persuasion.
Yes.
That's 17.
That was a
That was a
big
big
die.
You could give me a. Never mind. Oh shit. Never mind.
Do you want an inspiration?
Huh? No.
What are you
I
asking
don't
for?
want shit.
What are you begging from the DM, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said never mind.
Is it begging or is it praying at
No.
that point?
Yeah, it's great.
I'll give inspiration when you
Hardly be one
goddamn
without
earn
the
it.
other.
I'll give you inspiration when you goddamn earn
Yeah.
it.
As you say that, kind of looking at them with this coy look of information about Yug'voril, they both kind of chuckle in unison.
Shall we?
And she gives a nod and goes, I think we should.
They're about
Can I roll
to.
for initiative?
We're now rolling for initiative.
Fuck!
Oh, what's happening?
Fuck! Yell! Yell! We didn't go.
Okay.
Does he have an earring?
Yes.
He does.
So, here you are,
We're in range.
right there.
We're in range.
Briarwood's
Yeah,
behind
Vex
you.
did do Hunter's
Briarwood
Mark.
is
So
over
we're
here by the edge of
in
the bed.
battle
There's
now.
Two windows. This is the layout of the room here.
Vex did Hunter's
there.
Mark. And I'm pretty sure they just said she's got to be within
As far as
range.
you are aware, there are
Vax
two guards
also has
outside the door
a
currently. So,
earring
My
thing.
initiative can only be described as fecal.
oh no.
Wasn't a 1.
Wasn't a one.
That's but
It wasn't a one.
One adjacent. Is what
Probably
it
a
is.
2.
Okay.
A 6. One adjacent.
All right.
I love it. I was going to say, if it's not a 1, it's usually a 2.
I thought we were out of there, man.
Like,
right.
if you say
So, for this,
it's not a 1, you're usually saying it's because it's a 2, is what I mean. It's not always a 2
Really
if it's
ties
not
the
a
room
1.
together.
Delilah kind of steps forward, and you can see there's a slight flash of kind of bluish purple arcane energy in her
Yeah, for a
eyes, and her
second there,
fingers
it did
coalesce
appear like
around
he
as
was
she does. She
going
draws
to
her
be
fingers
let
up,
go.
and you feel
Like, it almost seemed like they were going to,
sudden
like, let him
pressure around your
go
body.
and pretend like we're
I
allies.
need to pull out my spells so I know what it
But
is.
clearly, that is not the case right now.
Oh no.
What
Should
could
I check my
possibly?
iPhone too? Hold on.
Pulling up his spells.
All right.
Yeah, Vex is going to have to do, like, hey, I wonder where they are. But then you can't, like,
Alright, so,
metagame either and be
I
like,
need you to
well,
go ahead and make a
why are you
Constitution
looking
saving
for them
throw,
right now?
Vex.
Like, would you have a reason? We could say we have no
19.
idea where Vax
Alright.
is. We could say, guys,
So,
where's Vax? Vax isn't
as she
around.
does this,
He
you
isn't,
feel
like, contacting
all the
any of
flesh
us?
in kind of your torso and
Where
your
is
neck
the
part of your body all of a
Briarwoods?
sudden begin to
Go find 'em.
dry and crack, as if the life force itself is beginning to wither and be drawn out. It's like the equivalent of a plant drying out and dying very fast, but it's your flesh instead. You go ahead and take.
Sounds like blight.
It's gonna be bad. Look at Matt's face.
You take 21 points of necrotic damage.
Yeah, that's blight.
And we're talking like one of the
she's gonna go
lowest
ahead and just
hit
gonna
point
step
characters on
this
Vox
way.
Machina. Maybe
Kind of
the
like,
lowest.
After that, she
I
backs
think
up and kind of grabs the edge of the
he's
little
either the
post
second
inside the
lowest or
bed
the
and kind of
lowest.
Looks at you with this grin.
that might be like close
At
to a
that
third
point,
of his
as
life.
you tense from the pain, Silas immediately kind of whips to one side, and with an unarmed claw attack, that like giant fist is going to come to you on the side of your torso. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
All right. For this, you take 8 points of bludgeoning
Not as
damage.
bad, but he
As
is
this just
easily near half at this
socks
point.
you
I feel like
on the inside
I feel
of
like
your
Vax
chest
had
area,
like
kind of hitting the sternum, and you feel
65,
like a slight
maybe give or
pain
take,
crack
65
sound
hit
as it
points.
hits and impacts against the leather.
He's like down to two
as you pull
thirds
forward
left.
with unnatural speed, whoosh, the hands are back on your shoulder, and you hear this little voicey.
Bon appetit.
That is going to be a 25 to hit. All right.
Definitely hitting. I was gonna say like definitely hitting.
Okay. This is going to be. Okay. You take 6 points of piercing damage. The
music is great,
you feel
too.
two extremely sharp, warm prongs jut in the side of your throat.
Oh, they are!
Look at
That
Liam's
same cold
face.
sensation you felt across your torso all of a sudden begins to pull from the neck, and you feel as if the very warm blood around your throat begins to drain from it. You take an additional 12 points of necrotic damage,
Necrotic.
and your maximum hit points are currently reduced by 12.
Max.
Max are reduced
Oh,
by
they're sucking
12.
the life out of you.
Okay.
So he's already in the low 50s.
Become a vampire.
It's your turn.
Said he's holding me, right?
Yeah.
He currently has
So
you,
now we're at 20.
Actually, this.
What is that? It was 6,
unarmed
18.
attack. No, he does not have you. He does not have you grappled.
He's
currently.
like 30.
He
He's
did
like
not.
45
He's kind of
damage.
over the
He's
shoulders.
probably
Okay.
maybe got 20 hit points left. Maybe.
That's a
And he's
bonus
being
action.
bit by a vampire.
I'm going to use cunning action, rogue's cunning action to disengage, which means nobody can swipe at me if I run.
Correct.
Okay. There's a window.
Jump
Last
out
week
the
you
window.
said there was a window to the courtyard.
There are 2 windows on each side of the room right there.
Okay. I am running straight at the window, and as I run, I just past them. Don't go anywhere near her, and I'm using dash.
As your action.
Yeah, and I'm just leaping out the window and saying, Jenga.
Fireball. No, I'm just kidding.
As you run past, you can see there's this moment where it's almost like they're just kind of letting it happen. There's no momentary aggression or frustration to this as you dart and out the window, falling from the second story. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Oh, God.
So they didn't even try. Matt
That is a
just
30
explicitly said 32. Yeah, I think we did it.
Okay.
32 on acrobats. I think we
Do I
did
even
it.
stop
But
running?
I was
You
gonna say in my
hit the
head,
ground
I'm
with a
thinking,
tumble,
wouldn't
and
they be
you
able
get
to
up
do
and
or
you
say
continue
something to
move forward?
stop him or hold him back? But they didn't want to.
So at this point, you've pushed into the courtyard. Now you can see there's the cobblestone kind of road that surrounds the outskirts of the palace. There are a few bits of light, and you can see there's the carriage they came in. Horse is still attached, and the younger man who kind of led them inside, who was riding the coach, is like kind of almost napping on the front, who's now looking over spooked at the sound of shattering glass as it clatters and ground around you.
Nice.
So that
nice,
ends your
Liam.
turn. Everyone else, you hear Jenga whispered through. Those of you who have the earrings on.
I can't help but
He's in
think that
trouble.
Orion is being
Let's
extremely
Wait,
complimentary because at the end
Now
they
we
got
have
into the fight
shattering
at
glass,
the end of the last
not
episode.
from this part in the palace. You're too far
They
away.
had,
I
a, had
start running
some
towards the door to
words.
grab
It wasn't a
weapons,
fight,
and
but you know
I'm
what I
saying
mean.
into
They
my
were.
ear, "Where are you?
Orion
What's
was
going on?"
definitely being too much, and Liam was like,
I
"Yeah,
ordered a large.
I'll come over there."
Please, can I have a slightly larger one, please? What? Oh shit!
Oh shit! Sis.
I turn it into, I'm gonna go eagle, and I start scouting the halls, looking for him.
Okay.
And I'm running with them towards the door.
I don't
All
know
right,
what,
so
am I able to talk
we're all
further?
on full
I don't
alert.
know how much this is combat round.
That's about how
Vax
much you
is-
got out from this
Yeah.
combat round.
Yeah.
Outside,
It's a very, very quick
pretty
series.
beaten up,
It took all
bit
your
by a
effort to even
vampire.
get out of that situation.
She and I are booking it for the door.
Yeah, we're booking it for the weapons.
You guys go for it. You run towards
still
the
want
front,
that white
and weapons are
dragon
being
back
held in this kind of storage area off to the side that is used for storing weaponry and armor for people who arrive and shouldn't be wearing them in very social events. So you guys head that way. You're getting a big drink.
Yep.
I'm heading to wherever I saw the Briarwoods taking off whenever they were leaving. Like down
Actually,
that
did
hall.
you turn into an eagle?
I
Can you
did.
carry me?
No,
Damn it,
I
never
don't
mind.
think so.
For her,
They were
yeah.
big. I can take the gnomes.
It's fine. I gotta go get my gun anyway.
Right, so you
You're still fast.
burst through the hall.
You're big,
and
but I
look
could
away.
take the
As you do,
nose.
you can see some of the other.
I feel like Percy's pretty
servants
skinny,
kind
but I
of glance
guess
around suddenly as you kind of whoosh up the stairs.
There
I
is a
put one
weight
on them
limit.
as I go over.
Okay.
Why would you put one on a servant?
As you're gliding up the staircase leading to the
royalty.
second floor,
why
there are
would
two
you
servants.
poop on a
One
servant?
kind of
Look,
darts
Laura's
away, the
like,
other is
you,
kind of looking
Well,
up.
you
it's one
horrible
of the Briarwood
bitch.
servants, right? Or is
No,
it one
these are the servants
No,
in the
these
house.
are just-
Oh, no, I want to save it for if I fly over one
No,
of the
you did
Briarwoods
it.
ones.
Yeah, it's already done.
The shit's been loose.
Never mind.
Even the
it's fine.
Briarwood servants
go.
are probably people being
so
forced
as
into
you-
We're
servitude.
fine.
Yeah, as you coast up, releasing your
It's true.
I mean, sometimes you
avian
can't
payload.
just choose who you work for. Sometimes a paycheck's a paycheck,
on
and
the
you
stairs,
gotta
you can see, looking kind of
eat
jarred and
eagle shit.
confused.
you shouldn't
A
have to.
human woman, brown hair, freckles, kind of mousy-looking servant, kind of looks up and reaches up as you kind of spatter the side of her shoulder.
Oh,
That's so sad.
That's
me saying
so
sorry.
sad.
I see what's going on.
It'll never be clean.
You're flying. I cast fly myself. I follow suit behind her. And as I'm passing by the person she shot on, I cast prestidigitation. Sorry about that. And then,
Okay. The keyless spatter vanishes through arcane means. However, the servant
That
begins
person
to
just
give
had a
chase up the
weird
stairs
day.
after you guys. Not angrily, but just like following to see where the action is
right.
going.
What's going on?
All right, you head over and meet up with them to grab
Yeah.
your weaponry. Oh, your weaponry was probably on you from the
Bad
illusion
news.
was hiding
It's
it.
not.
So. Oh, bad news was not. No, so you go ahead and you grab
Yeah.
bad news and pull it off the side. That's your
go
guys'
running
action
in
now.
there, too.
So, as you are out front,
That's not what we're doing.
uh,
Knock you out before that.
the Lady Briarwood's kind
We're running towards the room right now.
of right at the window.
That hallway.
Kind of looks down for a second,
And I can
and
find
I need you to go ahead and make another
I
wisdom
don't
saving
know
throw.
that. I'm not metagaming. Like other people we might know.
That's the 13.
A 13. So as you get up,
Everyone's
you
up.
say,
There we
"Jing."
go.
Familiar
not
feel comes
metagaming,
over you as
unlike
your muscles
some
come
other
lock into
people we
place, and
know.
You kind of fall over from the momentum.
And then everyone
of the
started
run,
shishing,
going
and there was
face
like
down
definitely
into the
some
cold,
awkward
like,
looks.
Kind of dew-covered grass in this courtyard area, unable to move.
Rich.
In a similar dash fashion, and leaping out of the broken window that you left, Lord Briarwood onto the ground next to you, like 3-point landing, kind of stands up over you.
I do
with this
remember
grin.
this in the animated show.
That
Only
will
thing
be
I'm
his
like
turn
curious
now.
as to why they would have. I mean,
at
like
this point in
Matt
time,
said, they let him go. So
one
I'm
of
like,
the,
I'm trying to think of
bookcases
why
or the-
they
the,
would have, unless they want to
this
encounter us. So I can't
sound real
remember
fast, this
if that's
sound
ever
of
spoken
wood
of.
being slammed open, and a surprise noise. That's all you hear from your perspective in the distance. All right. So, as you guys get your weapons, you begin going where?
I guess running towards the Briarwoods room. That's
Okay, that's where you saw them leave. All right, so you,
Yeah.
And Vex
you
has
guys
got
head up
Hunter's
the
mark on
stairway,
him, so she should
along
have a
behind where
pretty
you saw
good
Keyleth and
idea.
Tiberius rush off to.
Specifically,
Are you
Delilah.
following behind the rest of them?
Yeah, I put my mug down and I start, little leg waddling towards them. And as I go, I'm gonna send a message. I use message to what's the guy who's the guy?
Amon? Wasn't it like
Vax.
No, not him.
Silas?
Liam. Silas?
Assam?
No, not Silas.
Assam.
Awesome. Seeker Assam.
Hassam.
Secret assume with message.
I
believe
assume.
the person has to be within visual range.
Oh.
Wait, no, you can cast through solid objects if you're familiar with the target and nobody on the barrier. So
need to know
it's
where he
120
is?
foot though. You don't know how
I don't
far.
know
So
where
you can
he
give it a
is.
shot.
Okay, so I just say something's gone awry. We may need you right away.
Okay.
That's it.
And
Message is delivered out into the space. Hopefully it found its recipient.
as I'm running towards the Briarwoods room, I start shouting Uriel and grab a servant and say, "Go find Uriel. Tell him there's enemies within the gates, in the castle.
The servant kind of, oh,
Now!"
yes, Lady Vex, right away, and then runs off. You guys coast up the stairs. Right as you reach the top of the hallway, over here you can see there are 2 guards that are currently standing at the door.
I stay at the front door.
Is the door open?
The door is currently closed, but you guys both issue
I mean-
eagle form, so you're going to be.
We're going to probably have to
Doing
take the
like
guards
eagles
out because
do.
they're not just going to let us in the room.
I'll say you're about there.
Those are the
You're a
guard
little,
guards?
little bit ahead
Those
of
are
that.
the guards.
Sweet.
There's the 2
What do we
guards
want?
right there.
We take them out?
Okay, at this point now,
These guys up?
as
yeah.
as this happened, I need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative.
So I love it. I love Marisha's like maniacally laughing,
It's
like, so
okay,
we're gonna
yeah,
fuck
thanks,
these guys up.
Percy. 10.
17.
17.
Double digits. Well done, you.
Well done, you.
And Keyleth,
It's been a week.
I know. I love
Keyleth,
you.
you got 10, you said?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Okay.
I'm gonna die.
So, that current circumstance, that brings us, as they're rushing up, you would be finishing off the end of the last round, so you now,
Another wisdom.
you can make another wisdom.
I failed it.
Okay. You can like just see the little bit of moonlight up in the sky, and it's kind of this ominous image of not knowing if your friends are coming, not knowing what's happening. All you know is you
There's
cannot
the
move in
music,
physical
too.
form, and looming over you is Lord Briarwood, kind of standing and getting to move into kneel. That'll end your turn.
The music is
All right.
great.
That brings us to the top of the round. This will bring us to Lady Delilah is now going to step out of the glass and kind of leap down, trying to catch herself, and falls flat on her ass. Like
I love it.
gets herself up from the ground.
I did not expect that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, she has used the rest of her movement just getting back up from prone at that point.
All right, well, that looks out for Vax, because Vax is like one strike,
She's
one
right there, but
good
you
strike
see
away
now
from being
in
unconscious.
The window above her, a small humanoid figure, a familiar one, that was waiting for you earlier in the foyer, who apparently was hiding inside one of the dressers inside the room.
Yeah, Seeker.
Is there. Lady Briarwood is going to take the rest of her turn. She has 1 action left.
All right, well, he was there. Good for him.
Great. Awesome.
Good for him. He helped us out.
Did this.
Or should.
She looks over to you.
Oh shit. Oh no.
Says, when we mark a target, it does not escape, I'm afraid. Well, let's see what this does.
Wait. I thought
Right.
this
I- let me see what this
Another
does.
Constitution saving throw.
Gubba, 9.
Yeah.
Roll a
Nine.
different, start rolling a different die.
Doesn't do anything.
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
I always think it's funny.
The universe is random and doesn't care about you and me.
All right, so
That is true.
Life lessons by
For
Critical
proving
Role.
anything to
I
me.
always think the same thing with superstitions. People are like, change it up, get something new, have a good luck thing. I mean, maybe in some world that works.
Objection.
I
okay,
would
you
love to
take
believe that
34
luck
points of
is
necrotic
actually
damage.
a thing.
What? Already? Yeah.
I knew he would be. One good hit.
But it's the
I've been
good
knocked
one.
down in ages, so it's not equal. Just talking the math, it's not equal.
You're
to my-
unconscious, and then when it comes back to your next turn, you have
Yeah.
to make a death saving throw. If you fail 3,
Right. So it's only if it like exceeds my hit point maximum if I'm killed outright. So I'm unconscious.
you are unconscious.
Hey guys, I'm unconscious.
I knew he would be.
So that
I
means
think
he
that
never got
blew away.
his
I think he had
I'm
like
right here
less than
message
20 hit
out.
points at that point.
No.
I'm pretty sure 20
Well,
would
we
have
know
killed
he's in
him.
the room. That's where
It
we're
was
all
34 damage, I think they said.
he's out.
And he's
He's not
bit
in the
by a
room.
vampire.
He's
So there's
in
like
the room at
there's
this
some
point.
problems right now. We got some problems.
So we're
Hold on.
heading to the room.
As,
Wait,
Let turns happen.
wait. As that happens, and as my consciousness fades away, I don't say anything, but here's what I think in a split second.
Okay.
Okay? I think of my friends that I've spent so much time with. I think of Keyleth.
Why is he giving such like a crazy speech, like he's gonna die? We know he's not.
Walking under the trees.
He must really think he might be done.
I think of my twin sister. As a young girl. Folding linens with our mother. I think of my sister as an adolescent in lessons. Smarter than me. I think of the woman that she grew into, hiking over many, many, many miles together.
I can't tell if he's acting or actually
best
getting
friend.
emotional.
My best friend.
Because his voice is cracking up.
Vex'ahlia.
But he could just be really selling this moment.
And before I can...
And for him to do all this,
I
he must
say
think there's a
prayer
good shot
to
he's dying.
Tal'dorei. To watch over my friends and keep them safe.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Marisha is already crying.
8.
8. We're rolling
With
horrible.
that thought cast out, the darkness swallows your vision, and unconsciousness takes you into the cold, wet grass on the floor of the courtyard surrounding the palace.
Was he? I'm just asking. Was he
Small
trying to
shiver
get
runs down
like
your spine.
some
That's
sort of bonus from Matt?
feeling you
Like
have
if I really give this
a
good
feeling of
speech,
sudden
I'm not saying
and
like
sourceless
like
dread.
break the rules, but like if you focus
And in
that hard
instant,
on
you know there
thinking
is
you might be dead, maybe Sarenrae will
almost
grant
no
you something.
Can I use Hunter's Mark then and sense where Lady Briarwood is at that
Hunter's
moment?
Mark. I mean, yeah, that's what we
She
gotta do.
is actually, at this point, beyond the palace walls, you can sense like knowing the palace wall, and you've been through this a while. You were expecting the second floor. It's that direction, but it's just outside the walls of the palace, and you guys just got your weapons
I
and
take off
just
running
getting
that
to the stairs.
direction.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and have people who haven't rolled initiative yet go ahead and roll initiative, just so I can put you on the timing chart here.
Everyone
Grog?
is now in
17.
initiative,
17. Nice.
or should be.
All right.
17.
17. Look at you guys.
16.
All right, everyone's gathered together.
Alrighty.
I hadn't rolled actually before that.
And was that?
I hadn't rolled initiative yet.
Oh, then go ahead and roll initiative.
18.
18. All right.
18. All right, talk about a close bunch. 16, 17, 17, 18.
And
That's the tightest I've ever seen it.
as you guys are
That's what she said. Well,
coming up into the hallway at
he
this
said
point,
that. I mean, I guess either could
let's
say
see.
that.
All right, so Vex and Grog, you guys rush out into the courtyard area, making your way out of the front. Some of the guards can see you dart by, and they go to stop you, but they see you going where they go, and they recognize you and let you pass. So that will be for
I think I'm gonna
Scanlan,
go
Grog,
till
and
like we're
Vex'ahlia. Your turn
all
is
in the
making
same
your way
room,
around the
and then I'll
outside.
probably take a
Using
break.
full run
We'll
action.
finish this in
You
the
haven't crested the outside
live
of the
stream on
palace yet.
Friday.
You don't see anything, but you're starting to make your way around the corner.
Can I use my earring
Yeah.
during that? And I tell Keyleth and Tiberius that I think they're outside the palace walls.
Okay.
Copy that.
Wait, did I hear that?
Do you have your pieces of door?
Yeah.
Then yeah, you would.
If
And I
I'm,
don't run. I dimension door outside of the palace wall.
Okay. I will say, go ahead and make an intelligence check. Just roll a d20 and add your intelligence
I'm
modifier.
following you. You
Not
on
good.
the outside.
Oh wait.
seeing how fast she's running, I go into a rage.
Oh wait.
Okay.
All
It
right.
says I have advantage on intelligence saving throws. This is not a saving
Saving
throw.
throw, it's a check.
Okay, then no. 8.
8? Okay. So you managed to dimension door.
Into an outhouse.
Into a toilet.
Wrong.
As opposed to being directly outside, because you haven't seen this part of the palace, you're not really have it in visual range, you haven't visited the side, you end up trying to come over into this area, you end up appearing right up here inside the room, looking at the window, and you can see down, suddenly you look about, you're in this room, to the left of you is Seeker Asum, who doesn't even notice you're there. He's kind of currently putting away a crossbow. Looking out the glass
Currently
window, you can
putting
see
away
down,
a
there's just a little bit of
crossbow.
light that's down in the courtyard. You see Lord Silas Briarwood looming over what looks to be the currently unconscious body of Vax'ildan.
That's right, it's dark
And we all have communication.
So, bringing us back to this point now, that's you guys' turn. Tiberius, you're up.
Does anyone have eyes on Vax? Anyone?
I was gonna say we should be communicating.
Scanlan.
Do I?
Yeah, Scanlan sees Briarwood
Yeah, you
and
do.
Vax.
I think I do.
Where are you, Scanlan?
Inside a room. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. It's a nice looking room.
I assume you're in the chambers. I'll be right there. Fireball to those
I'll
guys,
assume
right
you're in their chambers.
Right there?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Briarwood servants.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Yeah, they did not.
See, it's one of those things, like literally,
I wanted to say.
Marissa was just saying, metagaming. Scanlan goes, I'm in a nice room. And he's like, oh, you must be in their bedroom. I know exactly where, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, endless water.
But I think it's funny that it's questionable and that Marisha just said something earlier because he was acting like other people.
How much is that? Still right here. Oh.
Will that also widen up the hole into that room?
Look how much dice.
See, I guess.
So much
Nice.
dice.
Hopefully. Nice.
Oh.
Real
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Or it could just make a big wall of fire.
I'm gonna.
And it burns,
Nope. I'm not
burns,
gonna
burns.
do that. These are just douchebags.
They're just douchebags.
Okay.
Just douchebags.
Okay. What is that?
Okay, so there's 15.
He's like freaking out. I'm freaking out, man.
35.
35? Okay. One of them gets blasted and thrown almost off his feet and pushed back from the sheer force 5 foot that direction. The one that's the side of the doorway, who was already at 1 hit point, barely brought from being knocked unconscious by.
Oh, that's right.
You hear a scream, and just turned to ash.
Immediately
Charred
turned
on
to
the left,
ash.
Clattering across the ground.
Immediately turned. I mean,
Both doors.
I did forget about
blown
Vax
open from the-
mashing the one in the head.
Rush right in.
A large portion of the room is currently like singed with black. What's your fly speed on
30
fly?
feet.
30 feet?
Yeah.
All right, so you can go 1, 2, 3, 6. That's as far as you can get that turn.
Can that dude see me from where I am?
He can currently see you, yeah.
Good. I turn to him. I'm like, you better get the hell out of my way. And that's my turn.
Okay. Also make an intimidation check.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Intimidation.
Run away.
I mean, was that not slightly intimidating already?
Oh yeah.
23.
I feel like blowing a fireball
Well, you can see
and
like the helmet.
literally watching your buddy get
You see
ashed.
from like the charred,
It's pretty intimidating.
slightly angered, gritting, expression on his mouth. As he looks at you, as you shout that, the grittiness goes away and the jaw kind of opens slack and takes 2 instinctual steps back into the hallway.
Run, bitch.
Does not appear to be
Run, bitch.
interested in threatening what just blew his friend into ashes.
Cremated him.
Yeah, like that in itself should scare the dickens out of people.
That's my turn.
All right. From behind you, as you're flying over, you see the servant comes rushing up, the female one that you saw earlier on the stairway, rushing forward, seemingly with an intense look of what went from curiosity to now engrossed in this current circumstance. Kit, if you want to go ahead and take a play.
Oh,
Wait, what's going on?
oh, there is someone here. Is this Ashley?
This is where she comes in.
Where does Kid sit? Where does Kid sit? Right
Who is this?
Oh, I'm really sorry I pooped on you.
Oh my God, she ends up being the one we crapped
I cleaned
on.
you up. Don't worry.
You never know who you're
I feel like they did say something about a friend joining us or a special guest, but if they did, I
didn't
am.
say I left him at home.
I completely
Didn't he
forgot.
wait outside of
Formal
the palace
dinner.
during the formal dinner?
Trinket would not be at the dinner per se.
But he would have stayed outside of the palace, right?
Trinket would probably be kept somewhere near the stables, a proper place like where the people can watch over your animals.
He eats at the table with us all the time.
Yeah, but Uriel.
Not in the middle of the grand hall of the palace about Tal'dorei, sorry.
It's a boy.
She taught him to sit
Trinket's
in
a boy.
Hold a fork.
we say about
As you rush in, you see this giant fireball blast through the middle of the hallway. 2 of the guards are sent off to the side. There's this hurried look and this shout. And you've
I wanna
seen
know her
these
character
individuals
now.
throughout
What is-
the
oh,
palace
it's Kit.
before, and
Oh, that's the
they're part of
character's
the
name.
council. You've always kept a
Kit
distance
Bus?
from them. Kind of,
Is that what it
You're a
says?
servant to the palace. You want to keep up
Lilith?
appearances for many reasons.
The tiefling wizard?
However, right now, suddenly there's this rush of energy
Oh.
and kind of this.
Oh, that
general
is her
sense of
name.
dread in the
Kit
corner of the
Boss
palace.
is her name.
And
Lilith,
you know, for the most part, just
the
judging by
tiefling
this,
wizard, is
you
her
didn't like the
character.
Briarwood
Got it,
when
got
you
it, got
arrived,
it.
And you think things are going
Kit
wrong.
Boss
So,
sounds
what
like
do
an
you do next?
awesome character name too. That's why I was confused.
Can I join in the fray?
Oh yeah, well you're right over here in the hallway. It's kind
I
of
like
hard
how
to see
she
from this
turned
perspective
into Pike,
here,
Trickfoot now.
But you're right over here.
Like the character card went to her and then
DM,
switched
who
back
is
to
this
Pike
person who's
Trickfoot.
just joined us?
I thought it was going to be
Audience.
Ashley because I said during the Patreon hour.
This is Kit
Why do we
Bus,
have
who's our official
Kit
artist
Bus.
for Critical Role. Who's in from the UK to join us for one session.
That's the United Kingdom.
Where the real accents come from.
Yeah.
She's going to be doing the worst American accent.
What's going on around here?
So you're over here.
Okay.
There's one guard over here, and these doors are blown open into what seems to be where all the
I wanna hear her
energies are
turn
going.
now.
And you
Then
have a
we'll-
good
then we'll
sense
call it a
of
day.
The flow of energy and emotional tension, and right now everything's kind of pushing in that direction.
Okay. Could I use my turn to dash to get through the doors?
Let's see.
It's pretty far.
That'll get you right there. You can just look past the doors, and they're blown open, and that'll be your turn there.
That's perfect.
But as you glance inside,
She
you can
comes
see,
in with authority. One of the
unknown
lowest
member
hit points, right around where
Vox
Vax
Machina
is.
They're currently at the edge of one window. The left
Lilith,
window is
the
shattered on
tiefling
this
wizard.
side,
I'll
and
take it.
Secret Awesome, who's another part of the council, is right at that. And kind of looks over her shoulder and looks at you and goes like, gives you a look of like, "What are you doing? No, go, stupid servant." That's your turn.
All right, everybody, that is it for the Vox O'Clock portion of episode 25. That was unexpected. If I'm mistaken, let me know. But I'm pretty sure now that I see Kit Boss is how they're pronouncing it. I feel like that name did come up. I feel like last episode or the episode before, somebody was saying, oh, isn't our friend Kit joining us? And then I think Matt or somebody was like, that's supposed to be a secret. Nobody heard that was supposed to be a secret. If I'm right, it was that person. But honestly, I completely forgot, and I didn't even know when that was. And honestly, if I did remember, I probably would have thought it was last episode that it should have happened. Regardless, I thought maybe we were going to get Ashley. They also fooled me because usually there's always a gap when we're getting a special guest. I don't know if they were faking it or not, but Laura and a couple people were like, wait, what? What is happening? Who is this? Like, they were pretending or maybe legitimately surprised, which means they might have not even known, which is why they probably also wouldn't have had the gap unless they were just told, hey, get together, make it look like we don't have a guest appearance, and then when they come out, be all sorts of surprise. I don't know, but she seems lovely, and she is Lilith, the tiefling wizard, which I do enjoy a tiefling. Jester was one of my favorite back in campaign 2. That is in the future of what we're seeing right now. But that being said, we watched a good amount of this, almost 35, 40 minutes of this, which is a hell of a lot of time for the Vox O'Clock, but I was very engaged. We are pretty much watching Vax slowly deteriorate. I mean, he's unconscious, he's bit. He failed one saving roll already? I can't remember. All I know is we know he doesn't die unless something crazy happened. But I even know they wouldn't have done it different in the campaign because we did watch comparison videos when we were watching the animated series. How did I know I was going to finish campaign 2, jump back into campaign 1 and roll with that and still be going? So there are things we do know from the animated show. We also did watch the comparison videos to see how they handled things. That being said, I 100% know that Vax is still alive and well in both the show and the campaign itself. So in the animated show, we had probably like several episodes slammed into a 20 plus minute episode, probably 22 to 25 minutes on average. And those were probably like hours and hours. Like we already know one episode is 3 or 4 hours on average. That being said, I'm going to go edit this up. Loving what we're seeing. Join us on the live stream on Friday, 5:45 p.m. We get rolling. You want to see more of what I do? In the description link for Patreon, where you'll see every episode of campaign 1 and 2's Patreon hour exclusive. You want your own requested show or movie? Go to the link. Ask me to watch whatever you want at a certain tier level, and I will do so. That is how we have thousands of exclusives like Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Eureka, and Cobra Kai's final seasons are done. We're doing House of the Dragon and Stranger Things final season when they started Yellowstone, Leverage, Warehouse 13, Once Upon a Time, Pushing Daisies, Good Omens, thousands of other movies and shows full unedited. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.